Welcome to the Line Life podcast. I'm Jeff Postlethwaite, Senior Editor of T&D World, and today we're bringing you more stories of the grit, courage, and inspirational teamwork that it takes to be a line worker.
Thank you for tuning in to the T&D World Line Life podcast, produced by Endeavor Business Media, a division of Endeavor B2B. My name is Amy Fischbach, and I'm the field editor for T&D World and also the host of the Line Life podcast. Before I dive into today's episode, I invite you to become part of our Line Life podcast community by searching for the Line Life podcast in your favorite podcasting app or going to linelife.podbean.com and clicking follow in the top right. We air interview-style episodes on the first and third Fridays of each month, and also audio stories in our In Case You Missed It series featuring articles that appeared in our print magazine on the second and fourth Fridays of each month. If you have a comment on this episode or a suggestion for a future guest, please reach out to me. You can email me at amyfischbach@gmail.com or reach out to me on LinkedIn or on Instagram at Lineman World. I'd love to hear from you. Also, if you plan to be in town in Kansas City for the 2025 International Lineman's Rodeo Week, make sure you stop by the T&D World booth where I will be doing recordings for future episodes of the Line Life podcast. I look forward to putting you in the spotlight. Now let's move on to today's episode. At the 2024 International Lineman's Expo, I had the honor of meeting Shannon Skinner, a foreman for NV Energy in Nevada. And she and I had a wonderful conversation about her career in the line trade, how she's serving as the president of IBEW Local 396, and how she and other line crews are helping to educate the community about careers in the line trade. Now, here's my interview with Shannon Skinner. I'm here at the International Lineman's Expo with Shannon Skinner, a foreman for NV Energy and also the president of IBEW Local 396. And Shannon, thank you so much for joining us today for the Line Life podcast.
You're welcome.
So Shannon, first of all, can you tell us a little bit about your career in the line trade?
Well, I started 40 years ago.
Wonderful.
I come up through JTC, Cal Nevada JTC. I worked on the outside for a bit. Actually, I was a groundman for a while, and then, through high school in the summers, groundman for a while. And then I tried out for a few apprenticeships, Arizona, California. So I took the first one, California, worked outside for a while, worked in the state of Nevada. NV Energy kind of courted me a little bit. After a while, they talked me into coming to work for them. And I've been there, I'm in my 31st year at NV Energy.
That's awesome. I love hearing that. And how did you first find out about the opportunities available in line work?
My family.
So who in your family is in the line trade?
I've got two uncles that are linemen, retired, 86 years old. My stepdad in the trade. My cousin, they've gotten in the trade since I have. So it's a family business.
So Shannon, you must have heard a lot of stories growing up about line work.
Family story. I actually tell the stories now.
I bet.
Right. So I go home to Montana and my uncles can't wait. My stepdad has passed, but my uncles can't wait to hear what's going on in the trade.
What did your family think about you getting into line work?
Well, of course, being a young child like my stepdaddy's like, he really didn't. I actually worked for him. He really didn't want me in the trade because of, danger.
Yes, I understand. Thank you so much for sharing that with me, Shannon. And I'm sure that your family is very proud of what you're doing for NV Energy. Can you talk about what a day in the life is like for you right now?
I am a foreman for NV Energy. I run a 5-man crew. I sit on the apprentice committee. I sit on all of the committee, JSOC, safety sub. Very involved in equipment, tools, personnel. We have a very good relationship, the union, with NV Energy. We call it the commitment to excellence. So we partner. So it makes work and life really good for our community. Really enjoy working at NV Energy. Bunch of good people.
And I'd also like to hear more about how you're serving as the president of IBEW Local 396. What are some of your responsibilities in that role?
The IBEW is my life's blood. Right? The IBEW flows through my body. negotiating contracts, day to day. I mean, the IBEW is built on safety. So that's our main goal. And again, that's how we communicate with the company. Good conditions, good working conditions, good pay. So my role there is just to take care of my IBEW brothers on a daily basis. Field the problems in the field, take care of that. A lot of communication.
And next, let's talk about some memorable moments from your career. I'm sure you've worked your share of storms. Are there any storms that stand out to you?
Yeah, we had, it's like 3 years ago, we had a series of storms come through Las Vegas. They're called microbursts. It's like a shield of wind that just comes in and just flattens everything.
Oh,
Y'all have
we don't have those here.
No,
We have
y'all tornadoes,
Yes.
which I'm glad we don't have.
Yeah.
But it's like 4 months of just solid 24 on, 6 off, 24 on, 6 off. But we're on our game. Then we're heightened, and it's what we live for. So, but at the end of that 4 months, we're a little bit bushed.
I bet.
And then the day-to-day stuff, the storms, and then incidents around town, forklifts tearing double circuits down for miles. So it's constant. It's constant. But the storms, we had a couple of other utilities come in and help us. Our northern brothers and sisters from NV Energy, Rocky Mountain Power came down and helped us. Built some really good, long-lasting relationships with those folks. I still talk to a couple of crews from Rocky Mountain Power. So the storms, and when we bring our IB brothers and sisters together from other entities of the world, you build long-lasting relationships. And I think that's a big thing with this trade. We're actually a small community, but a very tight community.
I have definitely found that out. I don't think there's any other occupation like this. You guys are really like a family in the line trade.
100%. And you can spot another lineman a mile away. I don't know what it is, but it's like you're a lineman. You can just start up a conversation easily. It's awesome.
That's wonderful. And now can you talk about some of the other experiences that you've had in the line trade so far and what advice you have for other line workers coming into the trade?
Safety, 100%. Communication, safety. You follow your work procedures and your work rules. It is a dangerous trade, but if you follow your work procedures and your policies, you're going to go home with all 5 fingers and toes on each hand and foot. Share our trade, right?
Yeah.
Work with your apprentices. Teach them. We need to teach them to be better than us. Our trade evolves. When I first started this trade, I hot sticked in a tank top.
Really?
And had just a little body built. And how we've evolved with our tools and our equipment and buckets and equipment. I say, stay involved in that. Just don't go to work every day. Get involved. Get involved, make stuff better on a daily. We're better always tomorrow. Be better tomorrow is my motto.
That's a great motto. I agree with that completely. And Shannon, let's now talk about how personal protective equipment and workwear has changed for women. I've been covering this trade for about 18 years now, and when I first started, it seemed like a lot of the garments were only made for men, and there weren't a lot of things out on the market specifically for women. Can you talk about the evolution of PPE and workwear and how that's helping women to be safer in this trade?
Well, actually, there's a lot more women in the trades. I actually just got back from a trade show, 5,200 females in the trades, all nations,
right?
All trades.
Okay.
So it's big business. They're actually realizing that there are a lot of women in the trade. I mean, the outfit, we're Tyndale, right? They build for us. They recognize that there's females in the trade. Boots, harnesses, fire protective clothing. It's evolved. It's evolved with the trade.
Is there anything that isn't out there yet for women that you would like to see in terms of personal protective equipment or clothing?
I really don't. I mean, it's out there and it's evolving. The moisture wicking for us that work, the layering, it's kind of like hunting clothes, right? You got a base layer, mid layer, outer layer. It's really evolving, wicking the moisture and stuff from your body, which is important in our trade. It's evolving yearly, just like the rest of the trade.
That's fabulous. And I worked with ComEd on a story about how they were working with Buckingham on a harness that could fit women because I heard that that was a huge problem when the harnesses and body belts were just way too big for women in the trades. Can you talk a little bit about that and kind of what you do in those situations?
Right. We actually partner with Buckingham. Yeah, we do. They're actually building a harness for a personalized harness for us in Las Vegas because it gets over 120 degrees there. So they're personalizing harnesses for us, very light, very, we don't have big patches on our back because the sun will beat on your back and just kind of blister your back.
Sure.
Yeah, they work with us on a daily, and they're a harness that kind of comes in so it doesn't irritate your chest as much.
That's very cool. And then I'd like to talk about gloves too, because I've heard that some women have very small hands and they were wearing gloves and were just swimming in them. So what are some of the dangers of wearing things like that that just don't fit you?
The things that don't fit you, absolutely with the equipment that we use, your hands can get caught up in the handline pulley, travelers, pullers. It is important that your PPE fits you well. And I think companies are recognizing that. So everything's evolving on a daily, and it's fantastic to see. Been here for 40 years, and I was one of the first females around. And of course, yeah, I wore all the men's clothing, men's gloves, and we've got a couple ladies at NV Energy that work in subs, and they have smaller hands. I can't say that about myself being a lineman, but the smaller hands, we have no problem finding them harnesses that fit, clothing that fits, gloves that fit, hard hats that fit.
I'm so happy to hear that. That's so wonderful. And Shannon, were you the first woman to work as a line worker at your company?
Yes.
So what was that like for you, Shannon?
So I'd actually worked on outside construction on their property. It was nothing for me because I didn't really think about it. I'm a lineman and
Right.
I've been that. But for them, it was kind of, oh God. Well, we're going to get this female lineman. Like the warehouse had like all kinds of like potty tents and they were preparing for me.
That's great. I'm sure that doesn't always happen.
It doesn't happen. They were great. I made a lot of friends like that there
That's great.
instantly.
Mm-hmm.
NV Energy was very welcoming. And of course, being the only female lineman, I did a lot of community work for them
Mm-hmm.
and for the kids and still do, which I very much enjoy. We go to schools and teach them about power lines, to stay away from power lines. And we also do career days. We hit them young, teach them about the opportunities in our community at NV Energy.
So were you the only female line worker in Nevada at that point too?
Yes, ma'am.
You were?
Yes.
Wow.
As one of the first female line workers this side of the Mississippi.
So what year did you enter the line trade?
19, I did groundman stuff, intern stuff on like the summers, 1984.
Okay, that's really interesting. And then, so now you're kind of helping the next generation by going to the schools. Do you think a lot of the young kids know about the line trade?
In my community, they do.
They do now.
Yes, they do. Yeah, we take a trailer. We take a trailer. We set some poles up on it. We backfeed, we burn balloons, hot dogs. And we go to the college and we talk to a lot of like first year college students. We started actually at the grade school, third and fourth up into junior high, high school, and college students. So we're very involved in our community. We started a pre-apprenticeship program at NV Energy and we tried to hire within our community, right? So it's evolved for the last, like I said, I've been there for my 31st year. It has evolved, and it's a pleasure watching it and being a part of it, to tell you the truth.
That's fantastic. And then what is your advice for young women coming into the trade? Because like you said, there are now more women entering the utility industry. How can they be successful, do you think?
First off, there's a place for them. Absolutely.
Mhm.
With open arms, right? You just hold yourself professionally, right? Make up your mind what you want to do. Hold yourself professionally. Take your schooling seriously. Take your career seriously. And reach out for help emotionally, school-wise. Get a mentor. I mentor ladies, women, young women across the nation. They've got my phone number. You need a mentor. Absolutely. You know, it's a scary thing for some young ladies, and it's some ladies just walk right in. It's a part of their DNA. So, yeah.
And then are there more women in the line trade at NV Energy now?
Yes, ma'am. We have one more journeyman that we brought up through the apprenticeship. She's not in the trade anymore. She's more in the office. Sometimes that happens, you know, but she's an asset to our company. Her name is Angela Fletcher. She's one heck of a hand. She's a tiny little thing, but she's a hand. I'll tell you that right now. She's very intelligent.
Let's give a shout out to Angela on this podcast. And also, is there anything else that you'd like to say to our listeners?
Stay safe, work hard, and it's all about the family.
Well, thank you so much for joining me, Shannon. It's been a pleasure talking to you for the Line Life podcast.
It's a pleasure. Thank you very much.
Thank you for listening to this episode of the Line Life podcast produced by Endeavor Business Media, a division of Endeavor B2B. Be sure to subscribe or follow the Line Life podcast in your favorite podcasting app so new episodes are delivered straight to you. For more insights, you can visit our website at tdworld.com/podcasts or linelife.podbean.com. You can also connect with us by following us on Instagram at Lineman World or on Facebook, LinkedIn, or X. Thank you so much for listening to this episode of the Line Life podcast.